Hi, this is Scott, and last Friday I hosted a Purple Beach brunch. The topic was the future of recruitment, and I'd just like to very quickly now share with you some of the key discussion points we spoke about as a group and some of the key takeaways and outcomes that came from those discussions. So, first and foremost, we spoke about the rapid adoption of technology, and secondly, and perhaps more importantly, we spoke about how you successfully use that technology in the recruitment process going forward. So, what kind of tech are we seeing? What's being adopted rapidly out there by organizations in their hiring processes? Well, automation in the early stages of the process. We are all volume recruiters now, whether we like it or not. Recent events with the pandemic have made many people redundant, many more furloughed, and possibly will join the unemployment ranks in the next few months. So what we've seen is a huge rise in the average number of applications per job role, and in order to be able to cope with that, you will need some recruitment technology in place to automate certain parts of the process. And secondly, video. Video interviewing is on the rise. In fact, video is used right now for everything by everybody, and that's no surprise, and that's definitely here to stay. So that's gonna form a big part of the recruitment process going forward. And actually, there's loads of different ways you can use that successfully. So let's just take video as we're on that subject. What were the key takeaways about the use of video? Well, one was, how do we ensure diversity and equality in the process if we're using video? And two is, how do we ensure candidate engagement and candidate experience? Well, taking the first point, equality and diversity, I mean, that's huge. That's really, really important. And ultimately, that is driven from the top down within an organization. So, organizations, before they use the tech, they need to make sure they've got their processes and procedures and how they're approaching their recruitment absolutely right before they even start with the technology. Once they've done that, and if they get that right, then video can be really successfully used with absolutely no unconscious bias. So right now, you're watching me speak, you can hear my voice, you can see my face. However, the video tech that we use at Talent Cloud, which is in partnership with TriPad, actually transcribes what I'm saying into text, and then that text can be sent to the hiring managers, who are then able to review what I've said and score that as a panel or individually or however they want to score it. But what it means is they're not making any unconscious decisions. There's no unconscious bias because they can't hear my voice and they can't see my face. They are just reading what I've said. Alongside that type of video are other reports that are useful to hiring managers, such as behavioural analysis, psychometric reporting, etc. So it's a really, really good way of ensuring diversity and equality. But also, candidate engagement and candidate experience is huge because this tech is deployed on any device and it's completely secure. So, from a candidate's point of view, they can answer pre-screen questions at home using their smartphone. They can be in the garden. They can be on a train. It's limitless, really. So it makes interviewing and questionnaires and that kind of thing really accessible to candidates, which means their engagement and their experience is up. It's also really good for hiring managers because, likewise, they can review the outcomes on any device, anywhere to suit them. So, no more having to block book meeting rooms for hours on end, and no more having to travel to and from interviews and incur costs and expenses and whatnot. It's a really, really good way of conducting the recruitment process. So, big tick in the box for video interviewing, and it definitely hits some of the key takeaways that we spoke about in terms of candidate experience and diversity and equality. Automation in the process is hugely important. Candidate experience and candidate engagement is all about making sure the candidate knows where they are in a process and that they're being valued and they're not just getting either no response or an automated one liner that says, "We're really sorry, try again in a few months." Those sort of things are really dangerous and they will damage your brand and your organization's reputation if you don't get them right. We've got some brilliant examples through Tripad and their client base of how to get this right and just how much it drives candidate experience and candidate engagement. It's really, really impressive. So, number one, make sure you have good tech in place. Number two, make sure as an organization you know exactly how you're going to deploy that technology and exactly how you're going to communicate with your candidates. And I think if you get those things right, then technology is definitely here to stay. And it definitely will drive diversity and equality in that process as well. So, the ultimate takeaway from our discussion was just that tech is here to stay, but it's not here to replace people in the process. It is simply a tool, another tool to help us be more efficient and more effective and enable us to spend time on the things that really matter in the recruitment process. So, last thing to say is a big thank you to Anime and the Purple Beach team for allowing me to host the brunch, and an even bigger thank you to all the people who attended and made it a really good discussion. Thank you very much, and hope to join you again soon.